Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back, and we're about to talk about Kraven the Hunter. My lord. One of these days, I honestly want to do a review of a comic based movie, and I want to be happy. I want to be happy because that movie was hot garbage. That movie was just garbage. And do you know how hard it is for me to actually admit that as a comic book fan? If you're unaware of who Kraven the Hunter is in the comics, rather, he's one of Spider-Man's biggest enemies. And if you've played the game, you've probably seen him in the game. You've actually seen him in Spider-Man the animated show. This is the first time, and again, Sony owns the rights to Kraven the same way they own the rights to Spider-Man and X-Men. So this was a Sony Marvel, joint gig, and I honestly was really anticipating a good movie because I believe they got the casting right. And I remember from the trailer, it looked decent. It looked like a really, really good movie. But then I watched that movie, and oh my God. Whew. That movie, number one, it bombed. And I knew instantly. I remember by the time I was 45 minutes into this movie, I knew instantly this movie was not going to do well. I knew. It had a multitude of just bad. The writing was awful. It really was. The writing was really bad. You could see it, the dialogue. The CGI. Oh my, I don't understand. Sony and Marvel, with the amount of money they have, I don't understand how they get Iron Man's suit, which is fully CGI. They get it right. But they can't get a guy who looks like a rhino. Right. If you've watched, I remember watching, my God, it's at the tip of my tongue, Van Helsing. If you've watched Van Helsing and you watch those werewolves, you're like, and that was 2004. Think about that, Van Helsing. And they got the CGI right. This is 2024. And you're trying to tell me, with the amount of money you have, with the budget you actually allocated to this movie, you couldn't get CGI? And then, if you know Kraven, Kraven has an accent. He has a Russian accent. They obviously didn't give him a Russian accent. And certain things matter. Details matter, as Jack Reacher always says. Details matter. They try to do what they did with Black Adam, with The Rock. Black Adam has an accent. They chose not to give him an accent. And as a fan base, we notice these details because, again, as the story goes, we can tell this does not really align. The story never really made sense. Kraven is basically an anti-hero. He's actually not a hero, never been, but they made him an anti-hero, and I'm not really going to give up spoilers because it just came out recently. And it took me a minute because I really wasn't really excited to go watch it. It came out a few weeks ago. Normally I'll watch it the first weekend it comes out. I really wasn't interested, but I do reviews. So I honestly wanted to see it and give it an honest review. And I tell you, the story was awful. It really was. And dialogue was awful. I remember watching Russell Crowe because he's in this movie. And I almost labeled him Kraven because he was more badass. And it fit. He was more Kraven than Kraven. Because he was the dad in this movie. And the story just dragged on and on and on. The CGI of even the lions and the bears, and come on now. It's 2024. I mean, the bear that Leonardo DiCaprio fought in The Revenant looked 100 times better. I don't know what the hell is going on nowadays. I mean, Marvel. I mean, we're not excited to watch these movies anymore. I feels like we're just watching disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. I don't know what we need to do. And I don't know what these studios need to do, because as a fan base, I mean, we're disillusioned right now. We're jaded because we can't really believe what we're watching. You get excited to watch. We went from really looking excited and being excited rather to see these movies to now, do I really want to waste $30, inclusive of drinks and popcorn and IMAX, and do I really need to do this? And then be disappointed like I have been over and over and over again. Anyway, I guess maybe they like losing money. I don't know. But Kraven the Hunter was just a bad movie. It really was. And I'm sorry to say that. It really was. But again, if you don't take my word for it, you can go watch it for yourself. But trust me, you can let me know in the comments what you feel. But I can almost guarantee, especially if you're fans, yeah, you will sorely be disappointed. Anyway, I'll see you guys with the next episode. Peace.